Like to introduce none other than Katt Williams. What up, Katt? How are you, sir?
With so much drama and comedy, it's kind of hard being K-A-double-T, but somehow, some way, I keep coming up with funny ass stuff like every single day. May I kick a little for TMZ
And
make a few ends as I breeze
through.
And the party's still jumping and my mama ain't home. I got Tigger in the living room getting it on, and we
I
ain't leaving till
6 in the morning.
So what you wanna do?
All right. We can't do that part. What up, Red Grand Soul through the building too? What up, Red?
Ladies and gentlemen, Red Grand.
Hey.
The hilarious one.
So let's see. Let's back up a couple days. Tuesday morning, I was asleep in Orlando. I was down there doing some stuff with my grandparents, trying to get them right. My phone's like
a real man. Did y'all hear that, man out there? The man said he spent the weekend tending to his
I
grandparents.
took Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off.
And what you did was spent the weekend lying to 3 of your side girls. Grown man status.
My phone starts going crazy. Like, yo, first it was 2 emails, 2
I know when the
DMs,
hotline bling.
and the text.
You thought it was going down, right? Like, my Tinder is.
Can you play that little clip right there? This is my favorite part of it, by the way. Play the. There's a video posted, 2 videos. One is about me. Let's listen to the end part.
Oh no,
This is funny.
I hate watching myself.
Go ahead, play it.
And if you want to be a bouncing tiger, you just heard from Bouncer. Now I'm getting on my private jet and I'm going to court. But when I come back, I'm coming right back to the A. Katt Williams out.
It was just so far from the actual occurrence that it was bothersome, and I made a mistake, and so I wanted to be as egregious as I was when I came at you. I wanted to be as egregious when I came to deliver my apology for that.
Thank you, sir.
And not to overstep, but I also owe a humongous apology to Kevin Hart, and so I wanted you to be the person that got that as well. It doesn't matter how accurate you are. Even Steph Curry on occasion misses a shot. Mm-hmm. Now, he would be delusional if he acted like we didn't just see that he had an air ball, or we didn't just see that he,
made a mistake,
that he shot a brick.
Right.
He would be stupid if he went, no, that went in. No, Steph, it didn't go in. Yeah, all of them go in. No, Steph, all of them don't go in.
Okay.
So I should have. This is what happened. Atlanta means so much to me because of the years prior to Pimp Chronicles and the years after Pimp Chronicles, and how consistent Atlanta has been with their love for me, to the point that people often think I'm from Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So when I did the show at Phillips, I kind of lost myself, and I didn't do my stand-up performance. I actually did an hour of talking to Atlanta because I love Atlanta, and I made a lot of mistakes and said a lot of things that just be in Katt Williams' head, but I was not talking to the world. I was talking to the city of Atlanta.
Got you.
And I should have never mentioned Kevin Hart's name. That is the reigning king of comedy if you ask for popular consensus. So now the fact that he's a black man like me, and the fact that I attacked him with such vitriol at a time when our country is already divided in every way it could be divided, racially, politically, economically, socially, religiously. Like, the fact that I, while being on stage pretending to be higher than that, would then stoop down to the same level and try to embarrass Kevin Hart in front of his children and loved ones after all the hard work he's done since the year 2002 is just regrettable on my part. So I humbly apologize to not only Kevin Hart, but Heartbeat Productions, the Plastic Cup Boys, and anybody associated with Kevin Hart. That was a mistake on my part because I don't love Kevin. I love Tori. Tori's a friend of mine. Okay. So I might have. It doesn't matter. I don't need an excuse. I'm sorry for having mentioned Kevin's name at all. Having said that, I didn't make a total mistake. I meant to cut the snake, but I meant to cut the head of the snake. So my special will no longer be in Philly. It'll be in New York at the Barclays, where I cut off the head of Chris Rock. Step and Fetch It, Coon number 1.
Wait.
My special will be called Smaller and Brighter. like bigger and blacker. And I'll deal with Chris Rock there in New York.
What's the problem with Chris Rock now?
I'll acknowledge that when I get to it.
Okay.
I've already made enough missteps, and I just got done doing back-to-back apologies for the first time in my life.
Amazing.
So that's what it did to. So, okay, we got that. And on to the next, sir.
We can say anything we want to say about Katt Williams, but I mean, he's a man that is honest. He makes a mistake, he admits his mistake, and he apologizes for it. A lot of people will make mistakes sometimes, and they won't admit their mistakes and they won't apologize. And a lot of people feel that if you make a mistake and you admit a mistake and you apologize for that mistake, that makes you weak. Society has timed it in such a way that if somebody apologizes, it means they're a weak person. No, you're not a weak person for apologizing for something you did wrong. He made a mistake. He came out back. He came out back and apologized and let people know that he is sorry. He's sorry for what he did, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. He apologized not only to the host, but also apologized to Kevin Hart. And I remember one person said, "How can Kevin Hart be the greatest comedian of all time?" People can be the greatest comedian depending on each person. You can find somebody great in your eyes, and I can find that person not great in my own eyes, but it doesn't mean the person is not great. It's the same way where some people might say, Dave Chappelle is not great. That Dave Chappelle is not a great comedian, but you might find him great. But it doesn't mean that he's not great. So I think we should learn to celebrate people and know that it is not a bad thing if you apologize for your wrongs. It makes you more human, it makes you more approachable, it makes you more likable, because at the end of the day, no one is perfect. Thank you. Let's continue watching.
We talked a lot about, the current state of comedy, up and down. Where do you see the future of comedy?
It's magnificent. Better than it's ever been. Are you kidding? In the hands of Hannibal Buress and Gerard Carmichael and the like. I mean, with Key and Peele out there burning up the waves.
I'm still not talking to you right now.
Wild and Out is bursting a path, are they not? I think we're fine. We're in good hands. I think DC Young Flying will lead us in the appropriate direction. Shout out to another Atlantan.
Shout out to
yeah. No, comedy is like hip hop. It's forever changing, and even if you ever say that the change is not good, you're just old. The change is always good, for change is always good. Change doesn't know how to be not good. That's the only portion of evolution that is truly real.
Red, again, I've known you to be funny all my life.
You have.
What has changed the most about it since you started?
I started when I was 19. It was different then. You know what I mean? I was as a young puppy just in it. You know what I'm saying? When I went on TV, I didn't even know what I was doing. So, I had time to experience more things over the 20 years in comedy. And now the comedy is... it's on the internet too. They doing their little things, whatever. But it's hard to break out like brothers like Katt. Excuse my language.
You got a dump button. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And people like that. You know what I mean? It's hard to get to that level. I look at Katt and he teaches me so much. Just about studying your craft. Staying on top of your thing. And giving people more than what they usually get. He take care of everybody, man. So people don't know that part of Katt Williams. A lot of people know, they go on the internet and see that, but for real, I seen them give thousands.
Hey,
a lot.
The IRS is listening.
I'm sorry.
What you saw was somebody paying his tax.
$1 to a kid. A penny to a kid.
Yeah, here you are, little boy. Here's a brown penny for you. Katt Williams, the giver of pennies. That's right, Internal Revenue Service. He giveth the pennies freely.
Watch B103.com and you can tune in and turn up.
My bad.
Katt, something else came out, I guess yesterday or today, about you apparently being in another altercation.
And how did that story go?
Apparent something with some rappers or something, and you heard an accident, and you came down by the hotel to see
This
if
is already confusing, sir.
you came to see what was happening.
Sir, let's not hear your confusing story.
Why didn't tell the story?
Let's hear the truth and watch how crisp and clean it is in 30 seconds.
Bow.
Me and a group had just pulled into the front of a hotel.
Okay.
We had just got our bags out and we're getting ready to check in, but we hadn't gotten the bags in yet. We had already pre-checked in. We just needed to go in and announce our arrival. As we were standing there, we heard a loud collision, bang, and it was clearly close. It was clearly vehicles, and it was clearly really bad just from the sound of it.
Right.
So I took off running around the corner and ran to the intersection to the two cars, and it was two gentlemen in the cars. Both of them had the fumes in their face from the airbags, and so I got the Caucasian gentleman out by his waist, got him over to the corner, got him over there, made sure that his eyes were working, and laid him against the wall. Went back and got the Asian gentleman, got him over to the corner, bam. Okay, now we're trying to, then I get all of the outside bumper stuff that's, in the street, because it's LA, so I grabbed that stuff over to the corner. Now after that, I put both cars in neutral, because we got to try to get these cars out the intersection. These guys are both stunned and just were in an automobile accident.
Right.
While I'm doing all of this, there's a voice that I keep hearing heckling me off on the sidewalk. And I'm trying to figure out, why am I doing this? And whoever this person is, they're not over here helping me.
They heckling.
So after about 8 minutes of this person heckling me, I go over to him and I go, excuse me, as a black person, I would have expected you to come over here and help me, helping a white guy and an Asian guy who was in an accident in the middle of an intersection in Los Angeles.
Right.
And he said, expletive.
Okay.
There's no more of that story, sir.
It stops there.
No, it stops here.
Yeah, your hand is swollen.
That's what it is, though.
And anything else you'd like to add to the story?
That was the end of it.
Okay. Swollen hand.
I didn't say anything about that. I said that was the end of the story.
It is extremely funny the way Katt Williams tells stories, and he just ends the stories in the middle. It's like somebody can say, "Hey, tell me your best and memorable trip you've ever undertaken or taken in your lifetime." The person like, "Hey, I took a trip to Paris and it was really, really good." They're like, "Sure, tell me about the trip." So I took a flight from Atlanta International Airport, and the plane we went through and landed in Brussels, and had the burger there, and that's the end of the story. It was like, what? Me never even landed in Paris. No, I think comedy is ever evolving, as Katt Williams say, right? It's changing and improving as more comedians come into light and more people do make comedies. You you get to see how things are evolving or improving. Comedy is always changing. It's never the same. It's never stagnant. It's always improving. And one thing that is nice is you get to see comedians now collaborating one another and supporting one another. It's something that we all need. Like you could see Dave Chappelle, especially during the Chris Rock and Will Smith Oscar slap. You see Dave Chappelle came on stage and joined Kevin Hart in New York there to support them. It's something that it's very, very crucial and important for all us to do, all of us. So we all really all need to support one another, understand one another, and see each other go, and learn to show appreciation to people that are greater than us.